Today's video is all about the world of Lost Relics, and given that it's the flagship game of Enjin, we're going to talk a little bit about Enjin 2 because there is so much happening from this OG blockchain. What's up, gamers? My name is Mike and I'm your host here at Funjible Games. Now on Funjible Games, we've got a platform at fungible.games. There you can join in for community reviews. We do playing together. We're gonna have things like community playtests, breaking news from game founders, and so much more. So if you're new here, make sure you sign up on the platform and subscribe to this video because we're gonna be your go-to spot for all things Web3 gaming during this massive bull run. But without further ado, let's dive into the world of Lost Relics. Lost Relics is an action-adventure game that comes along with dungeon crawling and creepy monsters. Once the game starts, you'll find yourself in the peaceful town of Talmuth. Before you expect it, the world is going to come alive with different monsters, dungeons, and tasks you have to complete. It's a single player game and you're the hero exploring these dark and treacherous places to collect loot and NFTs. In this one, there's no traditional hero classes. Instead, your abilities depend on the gear you equip. So in terms of a comparison for that from the Web 2 side, you'd be thinking of the similar dynamics of Elden Ring. And after the game being in a state of closed access for the past couple years, it is now finally coming over to open game access and you can download it from the Epic Games Store. Now, once you have the game started up, you'll be able to learn the different mechanisms of this game and you're going to start in that world of Talmuth. Talmuth is your go-to place for quests, resources, storage, and item crafting. And here are some key areas that you're going to want to know within the town. The first is your tavern stash. Here is where you're going to keep all your loot and individual items. The next place, you're going to need to know the grinder, which allows you to process bones, ruins, and other materials, transforming them into useful resources. Next up is the Royal Emporium, and that's going to be your go-to shop. Here you can purchase gear suited to your level or adventure tier, and beginners should stick to more common items first, and then build up your inventory to more elite items as you gain more experience in the game. And the other thing that you want to do in town is focus on collectibles and resources. So you can wander around town and find various materials like wood, fish, and minerals that you can gather to improve your crafting skills. Now, let's talk about some tips and tricks that are going to help you in your journey of Lost Relics. The first one is managing your time. So as you're exploring the world, you're able to set up new houses and places where you can store loot and things like that, so you don't have to go all the way back to the main town. Tip 2, use item storage services. There's also an NPC called the Little Lady who lets you deposit items mid-adventure, reducing your travel burden if you're far from town. Tip 3, make sure you're wearing that armor. Wearing armor prevents damage and gives you extra health, though it can reduce certain skills. For instance, heavy armor can lower your agility, which could impact archers. So make sure you check out those stats as you're applying, but we think armor is usually a good idea. Next, make sure you're leveraging the community for tips and tricks. So here you can use the in-game chat. It actually has players that don't mind helping newbies, so if that's you, definitely take advantage. And then the last tip, learn by watching. This kind of ties in with the other one. As you're talking to other people, getting that newbie advice, definitely make sure you're watching other players too, as you'll learn different strategies on how to resource better and different more advanced battle mechanics. Next up is talking about how loot and NFTs work within their ecosystem. In Lost Relics, you can earn by collecting loot items, completing quests, and trading your in-game assets. Some of the NFTs, like the pre-mythical chests and weapons, can be used across other games in Enjin's ecosystem, such as Into the Multiverse and about 10 others, and they're going to scale more as we grow. So it's really cool what Enjin is doing here, because if you spend all that time grinding out for a unique or mythical item in one game, then you can use it in any other game across Enjin's blockchain. In Lost Relics, the NFTs are game assets that hold real-world value. Unlike other games that just have digital assets that can never be traded in or sold on a marketplace or things like that, here in Lost Relics and across the Enjin blockchain, you can monetize your different in-game assets. But it goes much further than that. You actually get to own this item and keep it in your wallet. So for instance, let's say you spent all the time grinding on a certain game and you got an elite item that you treasure, but then the game goes under or something happens with the game. It doesn't matter. That asset is in your wallet and you can use it in future games. Now, back to gameplay. Within the game itself, you have different things like daily missions, Wheel of Wonder, and bounties. Each day, you'll have new tasks to complete, like defeating specific enemies or collecting resources, and these tasks give you rewards and Wonder Token. With the Wonder Token, you can spin the Wheel of Wonder, which offers other random rewards. And And through different times in the game, you'll have access to bounties, and these are occasional special rewards that are higher in rarity. These higher stakes missions can grant you resources and XP, which help you level up faster and reach higher tier adventures. And within those higher tier adventures, you have the opportunities for more high tier loot. Now, with all games, the team behind them is so important. So with that, we're going to talk about the team of Lost Relics, and we're going to talk about Cliff Colley. Colley is the sole developer of Lost Relics with over 20 years of programming experience, including 12 years in video games. He has crafted games and apps from many platforms, including Windows, Xbox, PlayStation, Wii, Android, and iOS. We also have CodeBit Labs, the developer behind Hack and Slash gameplay. And like we talked about earlier, in terms of infrastructure, this one is powered by Enjin blockchain. And within this whole ecosystem, you have the opportunity to get a membership. Memberships are going to give you access to exclusive collectibles and NFTs. There's going to be more event drops, unique member-only quests and chat, being able to go beyond level 10, and the addition of more daily and weekly quests. So if you're enjoying playing Lost Relics, definitely check out the membership. Now, that brings us to the end of this quick overview video. If you have any questions about the game or for the developers themselves, let us know in the comments below and we'll be sure to answer them. Like we said at the beginning of the video, make sure you're checking out our platform, Funjible Games, because over the bull market, this is going to bring up a ton of resources for you, including breaking news from the game founders themselves, unique player walkthroughs, player community reviews, and of course, get really big breaking crypto news before anybody else. So if you haven't yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and of course, we'll see you in the next video.